It's going to be Archeorc up next versus Naxi. This man. Yo, big old setup. Big old bold man with a nice beard. Yo, this man looking good. He's got Necrolord setup too. That's a mog I feel like you don't see that often. Is a full plate Necrolord set. Talking about the game though, Arhi. Well, we're talking about the duels game or the mog game really at this point. Big stun onto Archeorc is gonna have a blink for it. And Naz going for that interrupt onto Archeorc. Oh, switched to the wrong person. I'm so sorry. 2 and 5, 4, 4, 2 and 4. I can do it. I can remember. Big G pie bar Archeorc trying to make some damage happen. Is that gonna be full combustion? That's gonna be Naz with the anti-magic zone. Trying to deal with some of the damage that Arhi got for him. Gonna go for that death pack, burning through that death pack necrotic super quickly, even sacrificing a pet. Does have IBF, if anything. That's gonna be Lichborn available too. Death Coils, Wazoo, Meteor coming down onto Naz. Not gonna be able to walk out of it fast enough. IBF available is the only last bastion of defense for him. As long as he doesn't get frozen, he'll be okay. Does he have the grip? Does he have the stun? Trying to make some damage happen to Archie. Throws a snowball at him. But Arhi has the ult of time. Gripping Mage back in. Does have the big Pillar of Frost ready. Big obliterates back to back. And Arhi does use the ult of time to back away from Naz. And that's going to be Chain of Eyes. But that blink does reposition him. AMS is available for Naz. Does not have a grip for Arhi just yet. Waiting out until he can get the big dragon. But I don't think he's going to use it. I don't think he's going to be able to use it just yet. As Arhi does take down Naz. Super close match there. But as a Frost Death Knight, I don't really know what you can really do against a Fire Mage with so much mobility, so many defensives, especially with the lack of healing that Death Knights get. But he did do pretty well. What's up, DC? How do you, my man? But yeah. Apparently Raid Shadowlands does pay a lot. Haven't tried it myself, but that's what I heard. Frost Boss is going to be up next as a DK. Polymorphin Archeorc using Dark Sim. Off on DC, my man. Thank you for that big old dono. As Frost Boss going in for big damage onto Archie. Huge damage, just chunking him out. Archeorc, where'd your health go? Does have the ult of times. It looks like he was okay dropping down low in health. Not going to sit us down long at all. Can we get a big old hashtag DC in chat? Showing appreciation for all for doing, my man. There. That's a lot of theirs, man. It's a lot of theirs. Being a foreigner in US, that's the first thing I learned how to properly is the write yours and write theirs. And I remember being like in middle school and people couldn't get their theirs right. I'm like, that's easy. I don't know how. I guess it's difficult to people. Oh, big Poly back on the arc. He does force the chicken out of the mage as a combustion rolling in, and Frostball's just gonna IBF it. That ice-bound fortitude does have the pet in order to sacrifice for that pet if he needs it. It looks like Frostball's actually burned through a lot of defenses. Still has Dark Sim if he needs to use it, if he wants to use it. Dark Sim was used. I don't know what buff he gave to Frost Boss though. What ability he gave him. I think he might have given him the Spell Seal. Or maybe he should give him that... I wonder if I mage control a DK and give him the Arcane Brilliance buff instead. That's going to be a pretty big freeze on the Frost Boss trying to go for G-Pie. That Meteor is going to break him. He's going to sacrifice the pet. Did not get the interrupt on the G-Pie though, but that is an AMS available for Frost Boss. And G-Pie's back at Archeorc. He's sending it right back. Oh my god. Oh no. Archeorc better be careful. That's a full G-Pie that went back at him. Oh my god. Wait a second. Yo, Frost Boss is scary, man. Interrupt onto Frost Boss is rooted out. Does he get the stun? He does get the stun onto Archeorc. Might be able to get close enough to him. Maybe a Dark Sim. Does have a Dark Sim ready. That's going to be Shift in Power. Does Frost Boss get Shift in Power? He does get some spell. He does get Shift in Power. He actually got Shift in Power for a second. Wait, could he actually use Shift in Power the full duration and get yourself cooldown reduction? Wait, that's hilarious. He actually stole his Covenant ability. Oh my god. That is hilarious. What? Oh my god. Gonna be an ice block for Frost Boss. I am amazed. I am amazed by this place, man. He stole a defensive from Archeorc. He's still in G-Pies. He just stole a blink from the guy. What is the cooldown of this ability? This man is a mage. Not only is he a Death Knight, but he's also a mage. Imagine if Death Knights had mage abilities. This man is unlocking a whole new meta. Gonna be a G-Pike to the back of the head though, so that's not gonna feel good. Meteor right after. Archie does not have a combustion to follow up here. It looks like there's gonna be Frostboss throwing at least I think a Fire Blast at Archie. He's regular pressing the Dark Sim just to make sure he's getting some kind of value off it. All the time available for Archeorc, so he's gonna get a lot of health back. As Frostboss does have some defensive coming back too. And also aggressive abilities. He's gonna have some offensives too. Try not to give Polymorph to Frostboss, I don't think. Nope. Did not give him Polymorph just yet. Frostboss needs to find a way to make some damage happen to Archie. I don't know what ability he stole. I guess we'll find out soon. Shifted power, you know, Frostboss, if you get shifted power, you want to channel it fully. It gives you cooldown reduction. Big combustion available for Archeorc. And Frostboss trying to see if he can live through it. Anti-magic shell is available. And Archie is actually not going to be able to bust through like defensiveness of Frostboss just yet. In fact, Archeorc actually is kind of down on health. That's going to be a cauterize for sure. Trying to use Ring of Frost for Frostboss. And that's probably going to be a blink. Frostboss stealing that blink, chasing after the mage. Trying to go for that invis, will not be able to catch an invis. And does have the shields. At least he has the shields. Frostboss Dark Half Sour Sim coming back very, very soon. I wonder what ability he could Dark Sim from him. Could he maybe Dark Sim G-Pie the last second? He's going to try to Dark Sim something. Pyroblast. He's going to be able to Dark Sim a Pyroblast at least. Wait, this could be huge. Frostboss grouping him in with the extra helping hand. Bomber trying to come out. Does get the interrupt on him. And it's going to be a mage down for the count, boys. Frostboss outplaying the mage by using mage abilities. That is absolutely insane. That is actually insane. Boosh is going to be up next. Hey, Boosh, wait. Is he on off of Paladin onto Enhancement Shaman now? Oh, I wonder what abilities you're going to be able to steal from Enhancement Shaman. Can you steal... I'm pretty sure you can steal a heal. But can you steal... If you can steal the Shift in Powers, could you steal Chain Harvest as an instacast? That'd be OP. That'd be overpowered. Frostboss is taking a bit of a beating from this Enhancement Shaman nose. Boosh just walked in, just doing a bit of damage, but he's just mostly just focused on surviving against Frostboss. We are at the 7-minute mark, 60% dampening, so Frostboss is going to be down quite a bit of healing here, boys. Unless you can maybe steal a heal from Boosh somehow. No Dark Sim for a bit, and Frostboss does still have death back in case things really go dire. Trinket for Boosh, and that's going to be a fear immediately from Frostboss, as Frostboss just dropped down low, doing lots of damage to Boosh out of nowhere. Big Ascendance is available, but Frostboss does activate himself. The ability to Death Pact, Anti-Magic Shell for the magic hits for now, gripping the Shaman, and oh my god, that was so close. That fear was so clutch. Displaying the Necrolord Covenant ability, I believe from Ebony. When you drop slow, he emits a fear around him. Yawashi's up next, getting himself some big damage onto Boosh, not even letting him really get a chance. And Yawashi going for a bit of a reset. Sap onto Fenuris. Man, that was so cool to watch a Frostantha just steal Mage's abilities. He's basically a mage. That was hilarious. All mana spells can be stolen. Really? Can you still combustion? Does that cost mana? Can you still combust and just go for back-to-back a blitz and just have all that 100% crit? That'd be insane. But Convoke, does that cost? I don't think that costs mana, but that's insane. Wait, this is actually really, really interesting. I never realized it. Fenuris taking lots of damage from Yawashi. I think this rogue might just have him. I think Yawashi definitely has Fenuris on the back foot for sure. Trying to go for a cycle and get interrupted. I think it's going to be it. Oh, the Ventir setup for the rogue is just huge. Unstoppable is going to be up next though. An Elemental Shaman. Unrivaled. I was going to say untested, but he's been playing to test it. He's been in these deals for a while. Uncontested. That's a good one. That's a good word. That's a good word. Uncontested. I like that. Let's see in Rogue do good. What's up, Jace? How you doing, my man? Jace, you haven't seen the Rotten Legendary thing the Rogues have been doing, have you? They're getting one-shots, dude. They're doing 1v2 big damage, man. You know what I mean? 1v2s. It's actually nuts. 2 rogues who just one-shot somebody, actually in a single blink of an eye. Big stones onto Unstoppable. Does get an interrupt. Intro Fleshcraft. Yawashi. Is he going to try to see if he can fight through the Fleshcraft? He is not going to do that. He's going to go for a blind after the Fleshcraft immunity. CC immunity is gone. Lightning Lasso onto the rogue. Trinket side of it. And Yawashi does not have advantage. Does he have himself a Shadow Meld? Because he could cloak Shadow Meld and get the hell out of there. Unless he doesn't have it. Unstoppable has himself big zaps available. Cloak of Shadows is up for Yawashi. Could go for reset. Going to be an Earth Elemental, keeping him in combat. Not going to let him easily get out of the way. And Unstoppable is going to take a lot of damage from Yawashi here. But he's still hanging in. Being an elemental shaman, you do take a bit of a beating. Evasion available for Yawashi is trying to take as little damage from the earth elemental. But I wouldn't be afraid of the earth elemental. I'd be afraid of the shaman. It's on your tail. And I think Unstoppable is waiting for Primordial Wave or something. Yawashi better make a play. He's kind of in a tight spot. He's avoiding the shaman for the most part, but he's better make a play. Gonna go for the vent there, set a big damage onto Unstoppable. There's gonna be lots of shadow damage for the shaman to deal with. Throwing out Primordial Wave onto Yawashi, and that's actually still lots of pressure onto the shaman. If Yawashi can maybe get an interrupt on nature cast of the shaman, he'll have him in a good spot. Stunned by the earth elemental, putting Yawashi in a bad spot. Lightning Lasso taking the rogue out. Had him in such a interesting spot just now. Such a good spot, but you can only do so much, I guess. You can only do so much. That was a close one, though. That could have been anyone's game, honestly. That could have been anyone's game. Anyone's game. Healing Surge is available for Unstoppable. Trying to deal with Sniff as the warrior damage. Oh my god, the warrior is actually going to drop down a big old Bastion. Spear of Bastion, but he needs to make some damage happen versus Unstoppable, because I think it might come down to a DPS raise, because his healing at 40% dampening, the warrior might be denied. Does have himself in Rage Regeneration as the only last Bastion to deal with this. Does he have an interrupt for the Hex? If he interrupts a nature spell, he'll be in a good spot. Into a flash grab by Unstoppable. No interrupt by the warrior, has not interrupted a heal or anything. And I think Unstoppable got himself a good spot. This is where the warrior needs to really make some damage happen. Not only do you have to bust through the shield, was he saving his interrupt for the lava burst? I think he was trying to deny the damage for Unstoppable. I feel like if he would interrupt him on a heal, he would have been in a great spot. As Sniff does go down so low on health. Oh my god, his health just plummets. He needs himself more heals from Unstoppable. He needs to stay on the shaman. He only got about 30 seconds before the lasso is back up, so you better get as much healing as you can at 42% dampening. With the fire elemental burning you up, yeah, that's going to be a tough. Definitely going to be tough. Sniff does not have any defense, so there's going to be some zaps available. Man, he really doesn't want to let those lava bursts fly, but I feel like maybe if he just interrupted that healing surge, he would have been in a great spot. Or maybe interrupted a flesh gout, he would have been in a great spot as well. Lex is going to be up next, though. As a fire mage versus Unstoppable, trying to go for a big old G pie. Going to be Unstoppable with the trinket. Does not want to let the pie fly at all. And Lex is going to go for a bit of a reset himself. Didn't commit a lot of defensives here or offensives into Unstoppable, so he's just going to go for a bit of a reset. We have who? We have Titania still left on this team. Love you, Mog, man. Love that Druid Mog. And Unstoppable versus Lex. Who is gonna win? Shift and power for Lex. Don't really know if he needs it for anything. I guess he did press Invis, so you could get Invis back faster. It's gonna really come down to these two boys. Raying into a G-Pie, getting set up. Unstoppable is gonna take a bit of damage here in the opener. But he's sending out Primordial Wave. Big damage. Actually, he's going to take so much in that combustion. Full set of Meteor. Unstoppable needs some heals. Does he get interrupted? He does not get interrupted. Trying to go for a counter offensive versus Lex. That is going to be ultra time for the mage. Is going to gain a lot of that health back. But Lex now is out of the aggression, man. He's done with aggression for a bit. He's done with the aggressive plays for a moment. He's going to have to wait until a combustion and Meteor back up, or maybe get himself a setup with G-Pipe. We are 54% dampening, so I think Lex is just trying to stay ahead of Unstoppable. Because the Shaman is going to go for a little bit of a food himself as well. And I feel like Lex needs to stay ahead. Unstoppable can heal. But if you just keep Unstoppable kind of low, you won't be in a terrible spot. Kind of tried to pinch him, or... yeah. He's trying to pinch Unstoppable in a single spot, trying to make sure that Meteor does connect. That is lots of damage from a Meteor. Ground Charm dropping down for Unstoppable. Lex making sure to eliminate it. But does Lex have any more wombo combo damage afterwards? Looks like he's going to go for a bit of a reset. Looks like he doesn't have much to work with at the moment. Unstoppable does still have healing, only 58% dampening, which we are getting into that unhealable position very, very soon. But not just yet. Lex, are we just going to actually wait until Meteor? I might have to. DC with 20 more bones? My man, appreciate you, my dude. That's 20 bones right there. Can we get a hashtag DC, boys? Hashtag DC twice in a duel, man. Belly EU Horde for the win. Yo, we'll see if he does it well, man. We'll see if Belly does well. Gotta get Belly in these duels. Yo, can we get a hashtag DC, boys? Big old dono, my man. Second one of the day. Thank you so much, my dude. Hashtag DC, boys. Lex going for a breath onto Unstoppable with a poly right after. It looks like Lex just doesn't want to stay anywhere near him. He is waiting, I think, for a full setup. He's waiting for every single cooldown available. Unstoppable does not have a trinket. He does have a wall, grounding totem as well. Maybe Earth Elemental by now. Probably Earth Elemental by now, honestly. I feel like Lex has put himself in an unwinnable position. He needs to have a go. Got to juke out Unstoppable, interrupt him when the nature cast is going to be a stun from the Earth Elemental, but he still has plenty of CC on Unstoppable. Could repoly, go for a G-Pie, and that's going to be a guaranteed damage. Unstoppable could go for the wall with Earth Elemental. He might just have to. There goes the wall. Lex, is he going to commit? Trying to kill the ground totem immediately. Breath on Unstoppable, he hits a full meteor, and Lex trying to maximize the combustion damage, staying within Rune of Power as best as he can, doing lots of damage to Unstoppable, but Unstoppable doing lots of damage back to him, blinking out of the lasso. But Unstoppable got himself a lot of health recovery. Lex setting up a Ring of Frost, trying to keep the Earth Elemental at bay. Also, that's going to be Unstoppable walking into it. Does DR himself with any polys in the future. And I guess it's just Lex was waiting until higher dampening. I guess maybe he's just playing some kind of like a setup build. He's playing a setup talent build. Where he's all about the big G-Pie, Meteor, big combust. Not for much of a sustain build. But I've seen Fire Mages play more of a sustaining build where they go for regular Fire Blast, Pyroblast. Just to kind of keep the pressure on the enemy. And that can sometimes be really, really strong. Because you have your big burst, and you have Phoenix at least for 8 if ever. Gonna be a blink for Legs, does have all the time available. Unstoppable needs to remove the alter time as soon as he can if he just wants to make this damage happen and end the duel right here. Poly onto Unstoppable, it is gonna be full. You just gotta have to wait with it. Could trinket, could go for an interrupt. Did have an interrupt coming back at the last second. He almost didn't have an interrupt from that trinket either. And Lex is gonna go for a bit of reset, interrupting the fire damage. Big pirates coming out. There goes the damage. Lex could be doing that kind of damage intermittently as a fire mage if he wanted to. But maybe his build just doesn't allow him to do so. That's gonna be Lasso. Just cannot lock this mage down in a Lasso at all. Ring of Frost available yet again. Big G-Pie coming out, and Softball is gonna have to take the damage to the face yet again. Lava Burst could be huge though. Combust coming out. Wait, he surprised. He actually did beat Unstoppable at the end. He was going for setups over and over and over, I guess, until he had the right go. Well then, color me impressed. And Lex still has plenty of defenses to deal with Titanius. Is he going to be able to beat him? Well then, la-di-da, that turned around. That was a game. Oh my god. What's up, Nye? How you doing, my man? Hope you haven't gone to any horde groups. Plenty, man, plenty. Look at Titanius and his horde glory. Looks like the pyros are coming out though. Lex, I think, actually pulls it out, boys. He pulls it out for team 2. He does it. How does he do it? It was a long game. He took a while, but he did pull through. Man, I like this kind of games, but I really gotta give Frostboss with all the spell skills, dude. That was pro. By the way, those spell skills were pro as hell. I had so much fun watching that. Oh my god. And I did it against Archeorc too.